In this video, I'm going to talk about something called as cascading style sheet. You might have heard of it as CSS, and but you may not be aware that how it is going to be used in your website. Maybe you have a little idea, but you're not very clear how does it affect your web page, and how you can utilize it to make your web page a little different. So be it any tool, WordPress or Joomla or Drupal, you will need a CSS style to style your web page. Otherwise, it will look very shoddy. So let me show it to you how this works. So this is a HTML document. Let me format it for you a little bit. Okay, so the simple thing here is it's a very basic HTML structure, and I'm going to write something like this. H1. I'm going to put a header tag. Uh, this is header 1, and then I'm going to put a h2 tag. This is header 2, and I will reformat it again so that you can see it much clearly, and I'll save this file as css test.html, and let us run this file and see what happens. So if I run the file that I had stored in previously in HTML folder of my local host, and then I had given it a name css test.html, I will run it, and here is what happens. And it outputs this header tags without any absolutely limited formatting. This formatting is done by the browser if you don't supply any of the style. So what I am doing is, this is just a basic output, and I'm going to change this whole thing. So I will not go it and make it very complicated, but I'll just show you some steps how to make a change. So if I want to add a style to this, a easy way to do is to write a keyword like style and close it with a slash, so that there's a block called a style, and it's within a style and a slash style, and I would say that body, and I say that wherever any text occurs, give it a color of red, and I would save it, and then I would check it on the file. Can you see that everything that has got a text in the whole body has now been converted to the red color? But what if I need to make small change? I want to give this header a blue color and this header a green color. So how do I do that? Since I've given a whole body as red, how is it possible for me to change the color of the h1 and color of h2? So I will just add something like h1, and I would say color is blue, and I would add h2, and the color is green. Basically, I'm setting some attributes to the individual HTML elements, and let us see what happens after I do that. Can you see that? Now whatever inside the body is changed as per the CSS we have provided here. So previously there was this thing that whole body, anywhere the text was appearing, it was red, while nothing else, no other color was appearing. And now that we've seen that h1 is now colored blue and h2 is now colored green. So basically what you have done is, the style has flown from the top. It has gone ahead and say, okay, apply body and make it whole red, but then it sees h1 tag, it says, oh, I have to make this as blue and h2 tag as green. So basically you start from somewhere, and whenever any rule matches, for example body, rule matches with the body, it is given certain properties, and then h1 has certain properties, then it takes precedence over the body tags, and that's how the whole thing flows from the top to the bottom. Let me take a little bit more complicated example where I would remove this h1 and h2, and then it will be more clear. Let us say we have a paragraph, and we have something like hello world written inside it, and inside that I'll write a span is just to indicate that there's a text between it. So I'll write hello world, this world, okay, and I would say that all the paragraph is to be given color of blue. Let us see what happens after this. So as you can see, everything inside has become blue. Now I can do one thing. I can go ahead and write span and say color is orange. You can write something like this and then refresh it again. You see that color has changed to orange. But what if you had a span outside this whole thing, and you would like to write as span outside the paragraph, and if you rerun the file, I'm sure that you would have known that even the span outside this would be orange. But what if I don't want to do this? I want to give a span inside a different color and span outside a different color. So what I would do is I would write something like starting with P, because span lies inside the P, the paragraph tag, and then I'll say span, and then I would say color, let's call it blue, red, green, black. Let's call it as black, and let's see what happens. So can you see that the whole paragraph is blue, but the span inside the paragraph is black, and the span outside the paragraph is orange? So can you see and understand now how this whole CSS thing is working? So first you have body, which applies the color red to the whole thing of this. You can easily see it if you just type in here hi there, and you will see what does the body do. See, it is red in color. So this is what has been applied by the body tag. And then you have something called as paragraph. So whole paragraph should become blue. So if there were no span, the whole paragraph will be in the color blue, but there is a paragraph and then below there is span. So travel from here and paragraph and then span, then the browser finds a color black, so it makes this text as black, while the span that is outside the paragraph is the color orange, because when it travels from body to P to span, it finds that the P rule does not matches to it, but instead span rule matches, and hence it is given the color orange. And if we come to this point, there is no tag enclosing this whole thing, so only the body rule applies, and it gets the red color. So in the end you get this is paragraph, complete paragraph in blue color, but span causes this to be black because it is inside the paragraph. Whatever span is outside the paragraph is orange, and whatever is outside everything but inside body is red. So that is basically the principle of cascading style sheets. I hope you like this video. Thank you.